It's me, Dennis. Earlier today, Noreen sent me this video, and if you can see, it's still pretty bad out there. However, here's what she had to say.
This is the view from stateroom 14516 right now. Pouring rain, big waves, very rocky all night.
We're supposed to be in Curacao today. And anyhow, we're not going to get there till about 3-4 o'clock this afternoon now. Yesterday, we had to divert our trip to Jamaica to drop off a very seriously ill patient. They said it was critical. And they, of course, dropped that patient off. And hopefully everything is all right with him or her. And that is the reason we are at sea now and not sitting in Curacao having a good time. But we'll get there. And they've extended the trip to midnight. They're giving us free movies, which is really nice. And I think other than that, we're going to go have lunch pretty soon here and enjoy the day. It's around noontime here at sea. We had a really, really rough night last night. First of all, in our cabins, the doors to the closets were banging all night very loudly because they were sliding because of the tipping. We're on the 14th floor or 14th deck of the ship, and on this, the higher up you go on the decks, the more you feel the ocean, and it was really, really rough. Even for me, an old sailor who was in the Navy for many years and also cruising all these years that we cruise. Anyhow, it looks like we've been in a pretty bad storm. It seems to be lightening up. It's still raining quite hard outside. The waves are still coming up now and then really bad. You can see they're choppy now. However, it seems like they were coming up over the bow of the ship earlier this morning. Very bad. So just a little weather report for you on what's going on here. The Oasis of the seas. I hope for smooth sailing. And remember, please, if you're not a member of our community, in other words, please subscribe. We really would like to have you subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Well, just got another update while editing. Several updates actually. Our trip to Curacao has been canceled because of heavy winds in the area, and we will now be going to Aruba, which was planned for tomorrow anyhow, so we will miss that one stop. Also, reading some information on Google, they think within the next few hours, Tropical Storm Melissa is going to become a full-fledged hurricane. So that little tidbit of information to end this, and remember, smooth sailing. While editing this video, the captain made an announcement over the loudspeaker that there were some further information he would like to provide us on what is happening to not only our next stop, but the future stops we have on this cruise. I thought I would share this with you also to give some good information about the storm. Melissa, tropical storm, and it looks like I'm watching right now on TV that looks like that storm is getting worse and worse. So please stay tuned.
Hello everybody, and thanks for tuning here into Channel 1 for our special weather update. I feel like I'm part of the weather channel here. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, you can tell we are experiencing some pretty rough weather at the moment, and there's probably a lot of questions that you have. You're probably all, trying to be your own weather person, looking at your phone and windy and the weather channel, all that fun stuff. But we thought we'd come on here today with the professionals that know exactly what's going on to give you an update about our current situation, about our ports of call, and about what the weather is actually doing. So who better else to tell us than our captain, Captain Ante?
Well, thank you very much, Cory. So, okay, let me first explain a little bit what a forecast is. So a forecast is a prediction. It doesn't tell you exactly for sure what the weather is going to be. It predicts based on many different models, and some predictions are very accurate and some predictions are not. Unfortunately, last night I was following the weather constantly, and the prediction at that time was showing 35 knots of wind, which is basically nothing for a big ship like this. Oasis of the Seas can go through a hurricane without any problem. It will be a little bit uncomfortable though. However, that prediction didn't hold, and so the software that we're using, so we're using different softwares. One is Windy and one is WRI, which is our official company website that we're using. And you see, so this position here is actually where the ship would have been if we would have kept the required speed and normal. But we are not there, we are here right now. So the predictions change all the time, and if we can go back to this first picture here. So right now we are actually about here, and 5 o'clock in the morning I noticed that yesterday or the day before prediction wasn't holding. So what I tried to do, I first tried to change the course a little bit here, but then I noticed that we were getting a lot of swell from astern, and that's the worst direction you can get a swell from, for that's going to cause the in a very uncomfortable motion. Then I turn the ship around again, so now we are going more in this direction. However, the bad thing about this is, unfortunately, we are not going to make it to Curaçao anytime soon. So I cannot go with full speed through a strong wind like that. It's not safe, and which means that we will not be arriving until very, very late in the evening if I would have gone there. So the worst part is actually here. It's a little bit better there, but to reach from here to there, we are looking at maybe 10 o'clock in the evening, and it makes no point to go there. So this is what we have right now, around 12 o'clock. Today, and if we go to the next picture here, so as you've seen now, this front has moved a little bit. We are still in an area with quite a lot of wind, so it looks like this storm is moving this way. Again, this is a prediction. Anything can change. Suddenly it can go more north, it can go a little bit more south. Most So how they do this prediction, they look historically. How has this kind of storm developed in the past? So most of the time it goes this way or it goes this way. So that's what we predict, yeah. Which means this area is gonna look much better tomorrow. Today it's quite windy. So if I ask my first officer if we can move this one down to here, we'll tell you what the wind. So here is already a little bit less, 26 knots of wind. That's quite fine to dock the ship, but again, as I said, it's going to take us many hours to get there. So I'm looking, we haven't made any decision yet, but I'm start to look at Aruba instead, what kind of wind we'll have there. And after Aruba, our next port of call is Cabo Rojo, which is up here. Right now this is quite windy, but Cabo Rojo is day after tomorrow, so it's, let's say we can move it here. As you can see, the prediction is showing that this is moving further away, but we'll make more decisions later. I'm kind of the expert of the weather on board, including my first and second officers as well, but we have 3 meteorologists that is working for us in Miami, our Miami office, and I've been on the phone constantly this morning. I think I had 10 phone calls from our chief meteorologist and advising me what is the best course of action. So right now I'm actually doing low speed. We're not doing more than 12 knots, and that is to reduce the banging and the rolling of the ship. Make sure that everybody